Hi guys, I hope you are learning a lot and start thinking and analyzing and doing some practice for functional testing. Now, in this non-functional testing, I'm going to show you the different types of testing. If someone asks you about what exactly the non-functional testing is, you must be aware and you must let them know about all the possible types which are coming under the umbrella of the non-functional testing. So, objective of this session, you will be able to know about the non-functional testing. There are different types of non-functional testing. The one is the performance testing, and under the umbrella of performance testing there are load testing, stress testing we will discuss here in this session, and then we will discuss about the usability testing, and then we will discuss about the portability testing. So let's start about the outcomes. The basic understanding of non-functional testing types are mostly commonly used in the IT industry is basically the performance testing, the usability testing, the security testing, and the portability testing. So let's discuss about the non-functional testing. Testing of a software application or system for its non-functional requirements, the way a system operates, how the system operates, rather than specific behavior of the system. And here in non-functional testing, we need to verify the attributes of the systems such as memory leaks, performance, or robustness of the system. Like here, if you see this diagram, we need to get the requirement for the performance, interface requirement, safety requirement, usability requirement, architecture requirement, maintenance requirement, installation requirement, certification requirement, process requirement, and the contractual requirement. We will see all these things in detail. So non-functional testing commonly used on these types of testing. These are the one of the most important type of testing which you must try to understand and have the clarity. The load testing, the stress testing, the usability testing, security testing, and portability testing. Let's talk in performance testing perspective. In that kind of testing, you need to identify any bottlenecks or performance issues rather than finding the bugs in a software. Your goal here is not identify bugs. Let's take example of this car. You are not identifying how the car will you are driving and how you are changing the gear, but your main objective here is to validate the network delay, the client side processing, the database transaction processing, the load balancing services, and the data rendering. And this kind of mandatory testing is following aspects. Your main objective here, you are validating the response time, data rendering, and assessing capacity, stability, and scalability. So let's again take the example of this website. If I just click here and I want to see how promptly my website will present page in front of me, this is a simple example of performance testing. And in that type of testing, your primary goal is only you need to validate if you click on a certain pages, how promptly within a few seconds, 5 seconds or less than 5 seconds, your page is coming. If your page is coming more in delays, like more than 5 seconds it will take. So just think as a user perspective, you will not visit this site again now. The reason is basically the page is taking a lot of time. And if you are purchasing some of the clothes for your wife, you will never visit again if you just click on the add to back button. And after clicking here, and if you want to click here, if the page is keep loading and not showing you the expected landing page, so you will not be able to visit this website again. So see the importance of performance testing. You as a tester needs to ensure that your website should perform the performance perspective properly or not. And then the load testing is all about to think application for its response for rapidly load pressure and conducted to check the response level of the software test system as its normal and peak time. So what does this mean by normal and peak time? On morning times or there will be low traffic on the website, but in the evening when we are moving towards our home, let's say, so peak times there will be a lot of people are coming and they are basically doing some of the transactions and they are purchasing. In that peak times you need to ensure that your application should work same as expected. So let's talk about example of load testing. In load testing, your primary objective, you need to ensure the downloading the large number of files, and then you are ensuring that running the multiple tabs in a browser. If you are opening the website in a different tabs, opening multiple pages in your browsers and doing some more navigations, you need to ensure that how much promptly your web page will be presenting, and then running multiple application on a computer system, deleting a large number of files for a computer, and inserting a large number of entries into the database, testing an online shopping site with a huge number of users shopping at the same time. So these are the primary steps you need to ensure in the load testing. Let's talk about the stress testing. So this type of testing include the testing of the software behavior under abnormal condition. What does mean by the abnormal condition? Like taking away the resources, applying load beyond the actual load limit is called as the stress testing. So let's say your web page is have the capacity to taking the users number of users 2000 on the peak hours, and but if there are more users are coming more than 2000 users, then there are chances your applications will be performing low. And because the more the users are concurrent users are coming on your website, the more the chances your application will not work same as expected. As you can see that the performance by the testing different scenarios, let's say shutdown or restart of network ports randomly. Sometimes this happens when such kind of scenarios will come. Turning the database, you just do manually yourself and on and off, and see how the application either presenting some error messages or not. And if there will not be error messaging the system is presenting, then you need to raise the bug. And then you need to running the different processes that consume resources such as the CPU, memory, servers. So each and everything you need to validate. And then you can take the example, let's say this is a small image. As you can see here, the person is doing some exercise, but if he will be continuously doing the exercise, the doctor is just measuring the performance of the heart of the patient. So such kind of common problems are coming under the umbrella of stress testing. So stress testing is the best technique which will help to understand either how well the application is performing well or not with respect to performance. Then let's talk about the usability testing. Used to identify any errors and improvement in the software observation by users through the usage and operation. The difference between UI and usability testing is all about UI testing involve the testing of graphical user interface of the system in terms of color, alignments, and other perspective. The usability testing ensure that a good and a user-friendly GUI is designed and easy to use for the end user. So let me show you the practical example here. Again, let's navigate towards our website which we are targeting. So if I would like to ask you how the look and feel of this website is all about, you will be able to see how well organized this website is presenting. The color combination, the menu is in front of us. I will be able to see that all the menus I can further drill down. I can select the product and services. I can select my expected product. I can click here. I can navigate. So all the user experience is very friendly. But just think if such kind of information not in a presentable way, and if you are finding some of the new collection for the men's and women's, and if you will not be able to find the men's collection under the new arrival, so that is not a good user experience. The good user experience is the perfect one which currently showing. So you as a tester needs to ensure that whatever the website you are testing, that should be well organized. All the content should be presenting in a very effective way, in a very eye-catching way, and there should not be any spelling mistake, there should not be any punctuation mistake, and the users can easily navigate and can select and go. And this is a simple words are called as a user experience. So I hope now you get the idea about the usability testing. Then let's talk about the security testing. Security testing, this is the type of testing which come also exist under the umbrella of non-functional testing, and here the primary objective is that you need to find out the confidentiality, integrity, authentication, availability, authorization, non-reproduction. The software is secure against known and unknown vulnerabilities. Software data is secure. Software is according to all security regulation. And then you need to identify the input checking and validation, SQL insertion, attraction, injections. You need to validate session management issues, cross-site scripting, and you need to identify any of the vulnerabilities now. So all these things we are targeting under the security testing now. A game company, basically take example 2011, Sony announced that its PlayStation network was compromised. So they turned out data of 77 million guys. People had been accused and downloaded. So they login credential, credit card information, transactional histories, and real-time addresses. So just think that if you are not performing proper security testing, how much consequences you will be able to face. And the network went offline for 24 hours long day while IT staff tried to remove the vulnerability. So this is the perfect example that if you are not performing a proper security testing, then such kind of consequences you can face now. The portability testing is all about being to move software from one machine platform to another, either initially or from an existing environment. The precondition for portability testing is all about software should be designed and coded keeping in mind portability requirement. Unit testing has been performed on the associated components. Integration testing will be performed. So test environment has been established. So as you can see in this image that your application is now some of the clients are opening in the desktop, some of the clients are can be open for the laptops, and some of the clients are using for iPhone, Android. So you need to ensure as a tester that all the possible devices your application should work properly. Some of the tools, if someone asks you that how we can perform the non-functional testing, you must be aware. And if you want to learn about the non-functional testing with the help of performance or the automation, so most commonly tools are presenting in front of you like the load runner, the Selenium WebDriver, and the IBM solutions will help you. And you can search from these tools on the internet. There are a lot of content people have provided on their channels, YouTube channels, and Udemy courses. You can get there and start learning these tools regarding the non-functional testing for the performance perspective now. So just quickly review what we have learned in this session. Non-functional testing, we have seen the performance testing, the load testing, the stress testing, the usability testing, and the portability testing. So guys, I hope that you really enjoyed this session and learned a lot of stuff, and I'm very much excited that you are start implementing and doing some practice for the real-time testing now. Thank you very much for watching this session.